Hello, and welcome back to the Tiny Room Battle Challenge 3. This is it. We're here at the final day. Today we are going to do the women's division and then circle back for the semifinals and finals of the pro division. It's going to be an epic day. Super excited. I'm Daniel O'Neill, aka Guardian of the Disc, your MC, co hosting with none other than James Wiseman. What's up, my dude?
What's up, Daniel? I'm so happy to be emceeing with you today. This has been such a privilege, such an honor. And let me just say, the best part about this is we don't have to compete. I'm looking at these pools. I don't know how anyone can win this. The challenge is so competitive. Love to see it. Can't wait to see what's going on today.
Cool. So we're going to speed right through the housekeeping today because we've got a lot of battles to get through. But I want to start by thanking everybody who makes this event possible. Most of all, the Freestyle Players Association. Please join the FPA, freestyledisc.org, become a member. There's a lot of great benefits to doing so, and you're supporting the organization that helps make these events possible. One way in particular that you can do that is there's an auction, two amazing discs, a hand painted Pablo Azul and a Gail McCall collection Infinity disc designed by Jim Kenner. That auction ends right at the end of this program. So you have about a little less than 2 hours if you want to bid on these items. Freestyle Frisbee players, go check it out. I'd also like to thank frisbeeguru.com. Thank you for helping us live stream this event and bring it to the world. I want to thank Mystic and Raphael, who helped us with the graphics and the video design. And of course, biggest thank you of all to our executive producer, Ryan Young. Thank you very much, Ryan. Couldn't do this without you. So, with that, let's quickly go over what we're going to do today. So, women's division, we've got 15 competitors. Here are the rules of the Tiny Room Challenge: one versus one battles. Two players going head to head. They each have 10 seconds to show off their hottest moves. Our all-star panel of judges, who I will introduce in momentarily, will decide the winner of that point, who had the hottest combo. That player will then have to play first in the second point. Most of what we'll see today will be best 2 out of 3 battles. The women's final, we will do best 3 out of 5. In the semifinals of Open Pro, we'll also do 3 out of 5. Maybe if we have time, we'll even go 5 for 7 for the Open Pro final. So, all right, let's go ahead and take a look at the brackets. Ryan, if we could just take a quick peek at the pro bracket first, and then we'll just circle back to the women's. So as you can see, after an amazing day of competition yesterday, we are left with 4 all-stars in the pro division. Kuba Radvansky, the reigning and returning Tiny Room 2 champion, will take on Francesco Santolin from Italy. And in the bottom half of the semifinal bracket, we've got Tom Lightning Leitner squaring off against Tiny Room 1 champion Pablo Azul. So really excited. We'll do that at the end of today. Now let's go take a peek at the women's bracket. So in the women's division, the number 1 seed, you've got your twice returning champion, Juliana Korver, who has earned herself a bye into the quarterfinals. So you can see the prelims. We have Mayrov versus Angela. Mayrov comes from Israel, Angela from Colombia. 2 great new players, and the winner of that will square off against Juliana in the quarterfinals. We've got Mauricia from Poland. We've got Lisa. Sofia is a newer player from Poland. Monica from Colombia. Bianca, Minerva, I hope will join us. Adriana, Renee, Katie, Julie from Nigeria, Eden, and Lori. So just a great group of competitors. And let's introduce the judges, shall we? I'd love to talk to Emma. Emma, I know you're in Seattle, and from what I understand, it's actively snowing over there. What's going on?
It is, Daniel. It is snowing very hard, which is not typical for Seattle. So I am super stoked to be back here again on Zoom with you all today. The perfect way to spend a snow day.
Awesome. Thanks for being here, Emma. Let's check in with Bethany Sanchez from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, FPA Hall of Famer. Bethany, how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm really happy to be here on this Valentine's Day. And I don't think you can normally see all of my shirt, but there's a heart in the middle of here. This is the disc that Tita had designed. I think it might be a Carolyn design. but it really embodies, what freestyle and what Frisbee play is all about for me. And I think for most of us, really it's the love of creative movement and the encouragement and support of this Frisbee family that we all know and love. The tiny room really embodies that love and the desire to spread the jam and spread the love. So looking forward to it. And yeah, thanks for the opportunity.
Beautiful words, Bethany. Very well said. And happy Valentine's Day to you and to everybody. Let's check in with Larry Imperiali, Colorado native, maybe, or are you California native? But coming from us from Jacksonville.
California. My heart's in Colorado.
Cool. What's going on, Larry? All good?
Yeah, all's good. Paul and I passed Paul on the road biking this morning, so we snuck it in before the rain. Fired up about this yesterday. I mean, that was ridiculous. There's so much creativity. The Daniel and Chesko, I think, what a battle. Oh my God. That was ridiculous.
Yeah. We couldn't help but notice, Larry, that you're currently on the leaderboard of the Battle Pass, and yet you're also one of 5 judges. Coincidence?
Yeah, Paul and I were talking about that conflict of interest, so we may have to look at that in the future. But I'm being honest.
It seems a little bit suspicious, but we'll let it go for Tiny Room 3 here.
Great. No, that's a really good reminder, though, for everybody watching at home. Please follow along tinyroomchallenge.com. You can fill out your own bracket and bet on who you think are going to win each of these battles. So really fun way to get in on the action. So
super easy. It takes 10 seconds. So no excuses. Go out there and fill out your battle pass.
Yeah, fill out the pass. All right, cool.
I thought Roland was the leader, though.
Let us now talk to Deedon Mitchell, another Freestyle Hall of Famer and many-time world champion from the Louisiana Bayou. What's going on, Deedon?
Not much. It's cold here. Not snowing, though.
All right, cool. Well, Deedon, we're honored that you're joining us.
Barking at you, Daniel.
Oh, wow. I miss your dog. Put that dog on camera. He's got a huge, beautiful dog.
Come here. There you go.
Oh,
he says, I miss you, Daniel.
Baby. Cutie. All right. Well, Deedon, thanks for being here with us. Let's now check in with our head judge, Freddie Finner, and get right down to the action. Freddie, thank you for all your work this weekend and last weekend. Couldn't do this without you, bro. I'm really excited to have you on board as our head judge once again.
Yeah, thank you guys for doing all this. I'm super excited once again, not only for the pro division, because we've seen what high quality we can expect today again, but also for the women's division, which is a super interesting field of competitors, and I can't wait to see how they go today.
Excellent. Well, let us get right to it then. We are ready to begin the challenge. We will start off today's competition with the battle of Mayrav Pinhas versus Angela Rubio. Mayrav will play first. So if we can, let us pull up on the screen Tel Aviv, Israel. Hey, Mayrav, if you are ready to play, you are going to kick off today's challenge. We're so excited to see you play. So we're going to give you some music, and you've got 10 seconds to show us your moves. Let's get right down to it. Ryan, music. Oh, wow. Absolutely beautiful first opening combo. I just love the way she did that on both sides, walking in the camera. Beautiful bird. Great form. Way to go, Mayrav. Love to see it.
Yeah, I really like it. This is what I think of as just a well-constructed combo. It sort of has a theme. It really makes a lot of sense, the way the body movements flow together. Super cool start. We've seen Mayrav really do super well in this competition, get really far. She's got to be one of the favorites. Glad to see her open up strong.
Okay, so Angela de Colombia. Hola, Angela. Muchas gracias para compartir ese momento y es tu hora de jugar. Si estás listo, Vamos a poner música y tú puedes jugar. Vamos. Oh, what a beautiful responding combo. Again, showing us some great form and ending with a type of almost goddess, but what's that Jeff O'Brien thing called? It was like a sort of Nifa goddess.
It
Wow.
was hard to tell. I mean, she got her leg in there so fast that I couldn't see if it was a goddess or an indigenous or a Nifa, but she got her like way up there. It was a really beautiful form. I was not expecting such a big move to open up. I think this is going to be another challenge for the judge. I think just like we've seen in some other battles, we have a little bit of a cleaner move at the beginning versus maybe a more difficult move for our second battle. Really hard to weigh that for the judges, but we'll see what they have to say.
Yeah, I think those are two beautiful moves. Really glad I don't have to judge this one. Let's kick it over to Freddie and see what the judges think.
Yeah, that's exactly the difficulty. We've seen two very different moves, and I loved Mairav's style, which was kind of a dancing move. And also with this music, it kind of looked choreographed. And Angela had this super difficult ending with a nice catch. It's hard to see what's more worth, and each judge has to decide. But in the end, the point goes to Angela.
Angela Rubio, eres el ganador de el primer punto y por eso necesitas jugar primero en el segundo punto. ¿Listo? Vamos. Music, please, Ryan. Oh, yes. Another beautifully laid down move. Love a couple things about that. That beautiful self overhand throw. Look at the way, how much control and how much spin she gets on that initial throw. Great way to start off the combo. Takes her time. Love that pass. And the way she holds her leg up there, that extra second just on that catch. Just a great punctuation.
Yeah, that move actually is really stunning for a lot of reasons. One thing I like is she added after the behind the back pull this under the leg component, which you don't see very often, but it's a great way to add a little bit more difficulty and consecutivity. But that Flamingitis counter righty set was really gorgeous. I don't know if I've seen something done exactly like that before. Really smooth move, really consecutive, great pacing, laying it down. Great start.
Great job, Angela. So, Mairav, pressure is on. We're kicking it back over to you for your response in the second point. Ryan, let's give her some music. Oh, such a nice pull. I mean, I felt like she had done basically what she needed to make a difficult decision for the judges, and then just missing that catch is going to be really costly, I think, unfortunately, because she played so great.
Yeah, it was interesting. I like that she also went for kind of one of these flamingitis pulls sets to kind of match what we saw before. But she didn't quite get that behind the head catch, which, like you said, I think might cost her the round. But really great freestyle, awesome opening battle.
Absolutely. Okay, Freddie, kicking it back over to you for the result. All right, Freddie, what's the answer?
Well, I was off, but I saw the moves. I have to figure out the answers of the judges. I didn't get all of them yet. Maybe you want to ask one of the judges first.
Sure, no problem. So we just saw the very first battle, at least points 1 and 2 of this women's bracket. I'd like to talk to Bethany Sanchez, a veteran women's player who's done so much for our sport. This is an exciting start to what I know is going to continue to be a super exciting division. What can you tell us?
Well, what I can tell us is that my video wasn't automatically going to the first to the next person, so I missed most of Angela's first move. I'm really bummed about that. I did see the very end of it.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so I'm not the best person to talk to about that. But what I did see, and the two from Mayrev, I was very impressed with the smoothness and the form, and Angela, Angela's second one I saw fully, and it's like, holy mackerel, who is this person, and why have I never even seen her before? And wow, I need to practice some more.
Yeah, I totally get it. Angela from Colombia is only been playing for less than a year. She is learning so fast. She's a star ultimate frisbee player. What I love about Colombia is just the way that they've been able to bridge the communities of ultimate and freestyle, and they're working together, growing the sports together. I love that. So, all right, Freddie, we're kicking it back over to you. Hopefully, the judges were able to get a result.
Now, sorry, the chat function is not working well, and I'm still waiting for 3 answers. So give me another minute.
No
Daniel,
worries.
I think we might have to call an audible here. I think it was clear to me. Was it clear to you?
For me, this battle is decisively won by Angela, but I do want to make sure. Let's check in with Larry. Larry, were you able to see all the moves? Hopefully, at least.
Yes, I could see all the moves, and Mariev in the last one brought out the balance board, and this time she had I think, stronger moves than last time for sure, but she didn't pull it out against Angela on that beautiful, clean, toes pointed move, and yeah, so it goes to Angela.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Larry. Thank you, judges. So Angela Rubio takes this battle and will move on to the quarterfinals. But Mayrev, beautiful, beautiful playing. You're just getting better and better, and we love to see it, and look forward to seeing you in the next challenge. So, Angela, you will face off against Juliana Korver in the quarterfinals. But please wait. We'll circle back and do the prelim rounds, and we'll get back to that battle in just a little bit. So let's now go to the battle of Mauricia. And Mauricia will play against Lisa Berman from Virginia. Let's check in with Lisa. Lisa, so excited that you're getting into freestyle. Love to see you here, and we can't wait to see you play. If you're ready, give me a thumbs up. We're going to give you some music, and it's your turn to play. Yeah, way to go. What I love about that is Lisa is staying right in her game. She knows her skills are somewhat limited, but she just did exactly what she knew she could do. Nice behind the back pass, and showed us a beautiful grapevine quick catch. So I think she's got to be happy with that as a lay it down move to put some pressure on her opponent.
Yeah, Lisa's one of our newest players here, and it's really great to have someone of her, skill level and stage in the sport entering this challenge. We really appreciate it. It takes so much courage to come out here and do it. But like you said, that's got to be what she wanted. I mean, she got that really great behind the back pull, and then went for a pretty big reaching figure 4 there with her left hand, maybe. So that's super hard. I hope she's happy with that. But let's see what's next.
Okay, so kicking it over to Poland, Mauricia, you are up. If you could turn on your video, we just see a picture. There you are. Ooh, in a very cool neon-looking tiny room. If you're ready to play, we're ready for you. Let's give her some music. Wow, absolutely love it. Another one of those where she really stuck with the theme. She did those two kind of swirly eagle spotter variation things, nice chest rolls, nice lighting in that tiny room. I mean, a lot to say about that. Great move from Mauricia.
Yeah, that was awesome. I think of that as kind of a with the spin eagle spotter, which you don't see very often. And it's hard to get that line that you want, but she nailed it. She really got a beautiful line with it. And if I'm not mistaken, and I should have paid more attention to the replay, I think she did it clock one time and counted the other time, which I love. I think that's super cool. It's a good way to show like a theme and variation and to get those variety points in. So we'll see what the judges have to say about that.
Okay, Freddie, kicking it back to you.
Yeah, that was just also much more within this 10 seconds what Mauricia showed us, and she gets the point.
Mauricia, congratulations. You win point one, and we're coming straight back to you because you'll play first here in the second point. Ryan, let's put her on video, give her some music, and run this show. Nice stuff. Way to go. Great move there. Not sure if that chest roll made it in or if it was really a part of the combo, but at least she showed some good moves. She kept it off the ground. What do we see, James?
Yeah, the first move she went for was really, really cool and very challenging. So it's this, again, we're seeing this behind the back straight into the under the leg pullout, which really adds a lot of difficulty. But one thing I like that we've seen all weekend is you can tell with each tiny room, competitors are coming more and more prepared. I can tell that she's really got these moves dialed in. She didn't quite get the move there at the end, but I think it was clean enough to put a good bid in for the judges.
Okay, so Lisa, back to you for your response. Can you push a third point? Ryan, let's give some music. Great try, Lisa. I love that you just picked up the disc and went for it again. You've got that flexibility. That move is right there for you. So I look forward to seeing that one in Tiny Room 4 because I'm sure you're going to nail it.
Yeah, that's such a hard move. It's the first part of Twisto Flex. It requires a lot of perfect timing, a lot of flexibility, and even a lot of leg strength. So happy to see her going for that. And like you said, Daniel, can't wait to see it when she gets it.
So, Freddie, kicking it back to you for the decision of this second point.
Yeah, nice to see Lisa anyways, and I hope to see more from her in the next episode of Tiny Room, but this point goes clearly to Mauricia.
Mauricia Krajuska from Poland has earned herself a spot in the quarterfinals. Congratulations, and moving right along, let's see who she'll face up against. We've got Sofia Wilczek, also from Poland, who will square off against Monica Correa from Colombia. Sofia will play first. So we're taking you right back to Poland. Hi, Sofia. Nice to see you. If you're ready to play, it's your turn. Let's give her some music. A beautifully executed move. I have to start off by saying, Sofia asked me before the battle, hey, I can't throw myself any Z's. Last battle challenge we did allow in the women's division. Like, we're trying to be as welcoming to all players as possible. Judges, of course, that is something that you can take into consideration, though. Really, you should be generating your own Z's in the challenge, but this is a valid play that has been pre-approved by the MC. So just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I have to say, when I saw Kuba giving Zofia the throw, I expected her to have a certain skill level, but she blew me away with how far along she is. I don't know how long she's been playing, but this is really great poise, really great body movements, and hitting a crushing Gotis at the end with great form. Wow, what a statement.
So pressure is on, and let's now kick it over to Mónica Correa for the response. Mónica, ¿estás listo? Vamos a jugar. Música, por favor. Oh, yes. Very beautiful move. Short and sweet. I love how high she set it up and then
So high.
to pull it inside out like that. Let's watch the replay. James, walk us through this.
So I love this. This is a set and combo I really like to do a lot. So she sets it up under her leg really high, straight into the grapevine leg over pull into a really beautiful triple fake. I think these moves are going to be super hard to judge. We have one that's a little bit shorter, but has a little bit more difficulty within each component. Also, she did her own throw. But Zofia had a sick move too, and ending in a super strong Gotis. I'm glad I'm not judging this one.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Both ladies showed poise, consecutivity, difficulty, so not making it easy on the judges. Let's see if Freddie has an answer for us.
I actually did know about Sofia's skill level. I've been playing with her at Poland's Beach at Demke, and I knew what she was able to do, and she showed a very, very nice move. Even though we do have to consider that she didn't throw it to herself, and I wasn't sure about Monica's skill level. She had a very nice self set and a very beautiful move with a drawn pull, I believe, and also a very clean finish. It was a little bit shorter though, but the point goes to Monica.
Mónica Correa wins the first point. Congratulations, Mónica. Y es tu hora para jugar en el segundo punto. Vamos con música. Oh, yeah. Great chair pass, taking it nice, low and slow, smooth form, and just really nice catch at the end.
Yeah, great comfort level. I mean, we're seeing so much poise from these competitors already, which is really impressive. And I think she heard us talking up the Gotis because she says, you want to see an explosive Gotis? Here's one right here for you. So awesome move. Great first move, too. Really good strategy, putting the pressure on.
Okay, so Zofia, pressure's on. It's your turn here in the second point. Let's give her some music. Oh, yeah, very nicely done. Couple things I love. One, she took the note, she threw it to herself with great counter Z's. Like that was a perfect throw. So love to see that. She gets the chest roll. It's a little bumpy on the way down, but at least she kept it off the ground. So really great plan from both players.
And you know what? Now that I saw her go for the chest roll, I know where I know Zofia from, which is she made one of my favorite videos of the year where she was showing herself learning the chest roll. It's a super cool video. I love process videos like that. So excited to see what she's going to do in the future. But let's hear what the judges have to say about this battle.
Yeah, I also love the choice that she heard us and that she took the chance to give herself a self set. And it worked. Actually, she was very, very close because also Monica didn't use the 10 seconds. She used only half her time. That was 5 seconds. She could have put another move. But in the end, it was just cleaner and nicer executed in the end. So the point in the round goes to Monica.
Mónica, felicitaciones. Eres el ganador y we will see you play in the quarterfinals. But Zofia, thank you so much for joining the challenge. You played great, and we will see you in the next one. So now we have the battle of Bianca versus Minerva. Ryan, do we have Minerva? I unfortunately do not believe that Minerva is going to join us today. So I think we can go ahead and do like a technical knockout and advance Bianca to the quarterfinals. But just for those watching at home, Minerva Moose Quiz is a new player from the United States, from New York actually. So I'm really excited to see her come up in the sport, and we hope to see her in the next challenge. But Bianca, by technical knockout, will take the spot into the quarterfinals. And we'll move right along to the battle of Adriana versus Renee. Adriana from Colombia as well will play first. What a beautiful, beautiful tiny room you're in. What a beautiful disc you have. We can't wait to see you play. Ryan, let's give her some music. A bummer there. I mean, the crazy thing is that that room is just one of the tiniest rooms we've seen all weekend. She's got her bed there. She's got just about 2 feet between the bed and the back wall. So it's tough to. I mean, she actually got that behind the back pass really nicely, but she just didn't have enough room in that back corner to go get it.
Yeah, that's not the move she wanted. We saw her have a great run last tiny room, so it's too bad she didn't come out super strong. But one thing that I did notice and really liked is she did do kind of a with the spin skid. It wasn't just a behind the back set. She did it with this force that really made it look like a skid, and that's actually a lot harder. It's one of the classic with is harder moments, and I really like to see that kind of creativity.
Okay, so Adriana, great job. Let's turn it over to Renee for the response from Colorado. Renee Pardo. We saw her beautiful kids compete last weekend in the X-Disc Challenge. That was just great, and we can't wait to see you play as well. Let's give her some music. This was a smart play by Renee, going for the control. As you said, like when you see your opponent drop and you get to play second, it's smart to kind of ease into your moves, bank some points along the way. So even though she dropped that chest roll, she might have edged it out by starting with that control move, which she did really nicely.
Yeah, I think she did enough there to take the point. And, one of the smart things about playing safe when you know the door is open is that you can save your battle moves for the next round. So just a reminder everyone at home, you cannot repeat your moves within a battle. So it's smart to save your best moves for when you really need them. So great move by Renee.
Okay, Freddie. So what did the judges think about this first battle?
Yeah, exactly the same. It was a very smart decision by Renee. She took the chance and went for a little bit easier moves of her repertoire, and she earned that point.
Okay, so Renee, you win the first point, and we'll go straight back to Colorado. You're up first in point number 2. Let's give her some music. Wow. Beautiful consecutivity, nice and short. I mean, and just to say, you don't actually need to use the full 10 seconds. She did great. She got a beautiful consecutive 5-second move, and she said, that'll be enough for me. So I love that.
Yeah, I love Renee's game. It's so clean. It's so consecutive. It just really flows super nicely together. And I love her bad attitude. I mean, look at that extension. Really, really awesome. Super hard to get that in a tiny room. So great opening move.
Okay, so Adriana, back to you. You are up in the second point. Let's give her some music. Oh yeah, way to go. I love that move. She did the knee tip. Never see the knee tip. That might be the first knee tip. Oh, I take that back. We saw Francesco do one, but I do love the throw, the knee tip. Just doesn't loses the spin there, but she did a very, very artful little maneuver to kick that back up in the air and catch it. So great play by Adriana.
Yeah, like you said, it's really cool to see a knee tip. It's very hard because the surface area of your knee is so big that it can really just interfere with the disc if you don't hit it right in the exact spot. She didn't quite get it where she wanted it, but it was close enough that she was able to salvage it for a little bit. Had a little bit of a mess up in the middle there, but like you said, kind of recovered cleanly and got a catch. But we'll see what the judges have to say.
Okay, Freddie, back to you.
Yeah, much respect from the judges to Adriana, especially for the super tiny and beautiful room. The point in the round goes for the cleaner move to Renee.
Renee, congratulations. You've earned yourself a spot in the quarterfinals. So if you're following along at home, we've just got 2 more battles and 2 more quarterfinalists to find out. But go over to tinyroomchallenge.com where you can fill out your own bracket at home. So let us now turn to the matchup of Katie Gimma versus Julie Festus. Julie will play first. She comes to us from Abuja, the capital of Nigeria, representing the Nigerian Flying Disc Association. Julie Festus. Can't wait to see you play, Julie. Let's give her some music. Great move. And what we saw there is she chose to use the X disc, the first competitor that we've seen do that. Absolutely valid. You can use a whiz ring, a mini, a disc golf disc, whatever you want. I mean, the judges will take that into account because it's slightly easier to do those center holds with the X disc, obviously, but just beautiful control, beautiful form, and a great move and start from Julie.
Yeah, really smart. I mean, especially for a newer player, a newer competitor, stay within your comfort zone, do what you know. But really like what she showed there. Those super high sets are hard no matter what disc you're using. Great foundation for moving to the Sky Styler eventually. Really good control. It's not easy taking it in right in the center there, even with the X disc. I sure as heck can't do it. Awesome move.
Okay, so let us now turn it over to Katie Gimma. Katie, for those who don't know, is American but living in Medellin, Colombia. So representing the Medellin Jammers, Katie Gimma. Let's see you play. Let's give her some music. Oh man, absolutely confidently done. Love the thumbs down bad attitude variation. She really reached over there to grab that. Some excellent moves to start off from Katie.
Wow, this is really awesome. And again, we're seeing that twisto set, which is so hard to do. I don't know how all these competitors are pulling that out. But I think the best, most impressive thing about that move to me was the bad attitude at head level, really even above her head. Deaton Mitchell, one of our Hall of Fame judges, told me early on, if you want to hit a good bad attitude, it's got to be above your head. Katie has heard the message and shown us how it's done.
Cool. Great start from both of our ladies, but let's kick it over to Freddie to see who won the point.
I have to say, what a nice form from Julie. That's amazing, and I can't wait to see her playing a little bit longer and show us a little bit more. She has the skills, she has the talent, that's for sure. I want to see more of that. But what was that? What a self throw from Katie, and this whole clean move, perfectly executed, and that's worth the point for sure.
No doubt. Katie Gimma wins the first point. Congratulations. So kicking it back to Colombia, we will have Katie go first in the second point. Music, please. Good stuff. Kept the disc off the ground. The scarecrow did come after time. That won't be counted. But that first throw, she didn't like it. She caught it. She gave herself another one that had really big, good Z's, as you can see. This was a nice turnover. Just didn't quite get it, but at least she kept it off the ground.
So again, we're seeing this with the spin eagle variation into a turnover. That is so hard. And this version, especially with the spin, is so much harder because the disc is dying to come off your finger. She did get that all the way around, beautiful line, but like you said, didn't quite get it on the turnover. Not the move she wanted, but she still showed a lot of skills.
Absolutely. Okay, Julie. So back to you. The door is slightly open. Can you push a third point? Let's find out. Ryan, let's give her some music. Yes, love to see it with the chest roll, getting it in under time. Man, I love the pace of her play. She's got just a really good rhythm, a good bounce. Sounds like she was listening to the music too. So great answer from Julie.
We also saw a real veteran move, which is the pull that becomes a catch. She goes for this bad attitude hold, doesn't quite get it, but she's unfazed, just turns that into a little catch there. Smart play.
Absolutely. So, wow, this was a great battle. It's not going to be easy on the judges in the second point. I think neither competitor got exactly what they wanted, but they both played, relatively clean. So let us kick it over to Freddie and find out who won the second point.
I think it was from both competitors, very nice decision making, changed their plans. Also the nice chest roll in the end when she realized, oh, my time is not over. That was from Julie. And also Katie realized I didn't quite get it where I wanted, but I can just redo something or change my plans. Nice decision makings, but the point goes anonymously to Katie.
Katie Gimma earns herself a spot in the quarterfinals, but Julie, you are getting better and better every time we see you. It's just such a joy to watch you play. You've got a very bright future in freestyle, and we just can't wait to see how all of Nigerian freestyle will grow this year and in the years to come. So thank you for playing, but Katie Gimma earns the spot in the quarterfinals. So we've just got one preliminary matchup left. Let us now turn to Eden Rubin versus Lori Daniels. The winner will face off versus Katie in the quarterfinals. Eden will play first. So let us now turn it over to Israel, where we will join Eden, a newer player. We're so thrilled that you're here playing with us. Nice to see you. It's your turn to play. Let's give her some music. Oh, yes. Very, very nice. Curtsy on both sides. Just that extra little bit of attitude. Love it. Love that move. Wow, I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah, me neither. That's a really sweet move. I just gotta say again, I'm so impressed with our newer players. They're learning so quickly. But what I really like the most is just the level of just stylistic poise they have. Everyone's coming out with these beautiful consecutive moves. There's no nonsense. There's no filler. Working with what they have. That's an awesome move, Eden. Welcome.
Great job. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going all the way over to the other side of the world to Hawaii. It's early morning. Lori, thank you for waking up early and getting your coffee in and being here with us. Aloha to you. We're excited to see you play. Ryan, let's give her some music. Wow. Absolutely veteran play from Lori Daniels. Super consecutive. I love that chest roll set into the grapevine. That's super cool.
Yeah, I mean, watch out, everyone. There's a lot to learn from watching Lori Daniels, one of our superstar players. Like you said, so consecutive, one of the most consecutive players in the game. She has great pacing, really good speed there. And like you said, that chest roll set in a tiny room into the grapevine, super hard. She's letting everyone know that she's coming for victory.
Absolutely. These are two really nice moves. Great start here in this battle. Let's turn it over to Freddie. Freddie, you there?
He dropped off briefly off the chat.
Okay, so I'm turning it back to you then, Larry, and don't give us a result or anything, but just give us your opinion on what you
Yeah.
saw in this first point.
Again, see competition, see that.
Freddie, unfortunately, I'm getting a bad signal from you at the moment. Not great internet. Let's turn it over to Larry for 1 second while we figure out that technicality. And Larry, just give us an opinion on what we've seen in the women's division so far.
Overall in the women's division?
Yeah, well, maybe you can just start with this battle and then maybe say
Yeah.
something about the division.
Yeah, well, I had never seen Eden play and didn't know anything about her. And you see a 2 versus 15 seed going head to head, and Lori, she's a pro and, hit a solid move. But what Eden did, blew me away. I mean, the under the leg pass to the right to that behind the head catch. I mean, it was so clean that, if Lori had bobbled or something, it could have been closer, but we'll see how the judges see it.
Yeah, absolutely. So Ryan, I'm looking for your guidance here. Are we ready to kick it back over to Freddie?
And Daniel, I could consolidate if people want to send me their votes.
Yeah, maybe for this one, just oh, there he is. Freddie, talk to us.
I just successfully sent my vote to Freddie, finally.
Cool.
The point goes to Lori.
Lori Daniels wins the point. Congratulations, Lori. You will now play first in this second point. A victory here will earn you a spot in the quarterfinals. Ryan, let's give her some music. So what was great about this? So that third move was after time. We'll call it the end of that combo with the Scarecrow, which unfortunately she missed, though she did show us a really nice first combo here. I don't know, on my camera it kind of froze, yeah, just like that, but she definitely caught that. So nice catch there, just couldn't grab the Scarecrow.
Yeah, I like to see what she was going for there. She set a really high kind of vertical set for her catch, and I think she got that catch, but like you said, she didn't get that Scarecrow. So nudging the door open, and if what I saw from Eden is any indication, she could take this point with a big move.
Absolutely. So let us go back to Israel. Eden, you are up. Ryan, music. Oh, yes. A really nice move there once again from Eden. Love the way she takes a nice deep breath before she starts her combo. Great self-set in the tiny space and beautiful form on that flamingo.
I love this move. What I really like is how she's setting into her catches. With her first move, she started her set way at her ankles and caught it above her head. And here she did almost the exact opposite. She just sets it right there, almost like she's shooting it to herself right into the flamingo. It's just really awesome. I love seeing different kinds of sets, and she's shown us 2 really great sets. Awesome move, Eden.
Okay, so if we can, fingers crossed that Freddie's here with us with a good connection. Freddie, who is the victor of this second point?
Yeah, sorry for the technical issues, but I did see the moves again, and I am still missing one of the votes because it's 2-on-2 so far. So I can't really tell. It's a split decision. I have to wait for the last vote.
Okay, so with that, I'd like to talk to Emma Kale. Emma, what can you tell us about this battle with one of your teammates from the past, Lori Daniels, facing off against Eden? What did you see?
Yeah, Daniel, this has been quite a battle. I have not met Eden before. I have not seen her play, but she is just blowing me away with her poise and her confidence. Her form and body control is just absolutely beautiful. And then what we've seen from Lori is also just fantastic. You know, Lori is such a veteran player. She has quite the arsenal of moves that she's pulling out here, and it's just really showing her solid stuff. Lori did have a drop in this last round that we just saw. So that is really tough. Eden had a second battle here where she showed just another really smooth move, and she did complete it. So I'm going to be really curious what the outcome will be.
Okay, so let us go back over to Freddie. Did you receive the fifth and final vote?
Yes, I did. And the time just explains how hard it was for the judges. But the point goes to Lori Daniels.
Oof, so Lori Daniels takes the W. That's tough. I'm not sure. If
I'm going on the record, Daniel, on the record. Put it in writing. That point goes to Eden in my book every day. No disrespect to Lori Daniels. She carried me on her back to my first mixed pairs world title. And I think she would have taken the third point. But Eden, in my book, you just crushed that battle. Great to see you. Can't wait for you to come back and show us all what you got.
Yeah, Eden, great playing. Unfortunately, you didn't win that point. So, Lori Daniels, you have earned yourself a spot in the quarterfinals. But Eden, you got a super bright future in freestyle if you stick with it. So, we hope to see you in the next challenge. So, with that, we have rounded out our quarterfinals. We've got Juliana Korver versus Angela Rubio, Maricia Krajuska versus Monica Correa, Bianca Struns, who we haven't seen play yet, versus Renee Pardo, and Katie Gimma versus Lori Daniels. Let's get right down to the action. Juliana Korver, our number one seed, squaring off against Angela Rubio. Angela, you will play first. So it's a new battle. All moves are valid. Let's play. Music, please. Shoot, it just slipped off her hand and unfortunately slipped very far away, so she didn't even have an opportunity to pick it up and use the rest of the time. That's a bummer.
And that's why I'm always saying sometimes with the spin is harder. She went for a with the spin behind the back at a very steep angle. And the risk with that is exactly what we saw. The disc wants to just slide out of your finger and all the way across the room. It happens. Tough luck. Doors open for Juliana.
Okay, it is a 2 out of 3 battle, but Juliana, you know what you need to do. You're up. It's amazing to see you here. Thanks for being here with us. We're honored to have you. Let's give her some music. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. As we would have expected from Juliana, just super controlled, very nicely executed. That'll win the point, no doubt.
Yeah, you can just tell effortless it is for Juliana. I mean, I don't even think this is the move she planned. I think she just pulled out what she needed to pull out to win the point. She's just such a monster competitor. She always brings amazing moves, and great start from her.
Okay, so kicking it over to Freddie, who will tell us what we may already know.
Yeah, bad luck for Angela, but this is also what the tiny room is about, right? And Juliana solid as always, and she gets the point, of course.
So Juliana Korver takes the first point. Juliana, you know the drill. You're up now for the second point. Let's give her music. Shoot. So, whoa, actually a mistake from Juliana in that she picked up the disc, went for that juice and dropped it again. So double drop from Juliana. Very uncharacteristic.
Rare mistake from Juliana, but I'm going to put a narrative on here, which is I think she feels pretty confident about this battle, wanted to try something new, get it on the board, couldn't quite get it, went for a super challenging juice. But, that's what China Room is about. Sometimes you don't get that move you want.
Yeah, she had the point to give. She has the 1-0 advantage. So let's now turn it over to Freddie and see if Angela is able to. Oh, no. You know what? Angela needs to do her move, doesn't she? I'm being silly. Okay, so back over to Angela for the second move, second point. Let's see you play. Music. Wow, absolutely beautiful combo. Great kick tip in socks, I believe. I think Angela has really shown a lot of variety. She's bringing different types of moves to the table every time. I know about her that she really enjoys throw variety, playing with both hands, and that's on display here today. So great move from Angela, probably enough to push a third point.
Yeah, I agree. And the part that stood out the most to me was this beautiful flamingo she does. It reminds me a lot of how Benedict Audit does it in Germany, but also from Canada. Super, super good form. I like the way she turns into it. Her leg is way up there. And yeah, like you said, Jen, I think she's going to take that point. But let's pass it over to Freddie.
Yeah, I agree. I think Juliana knew that she can try her newest or hardest move for right now, and she wanted to play a third round. If it doesn't work, it should be okay for her. And this is exactly what happened. Angela took the chance, showed a nice move with a super nice form, and she earned the point very well.
So this is very, very interesting. Angela Rubio has tied it up 1-1 here in the quarterfinals. One more point in this battle. Angela, tú necesitas jugar primer. Necesitas mostrar movimientos totalmente nuevos. Eso es el tercer y final punto en esa batalla. ¿Estás listo? Vamos. Music. Oh, what a bummer. I mean, unfortunately, that pole and that Godis were after the clock. So even if she did hit those, not sure she was going to get the credit for it. Having said that, I wanted to just see that play out because there were some beautiful movements there. Great showing from Angela in her first Tiny Room appearance.
Yeah, Ryan, if you can cue up that instant replay, this is a really funky pole she goes for, or set into a pole. I don't know if I've ever seen something like that before, but what really stands out is that she extends her arm way out in front of her so that it's all happening almost by her ankles, which really just accentuates the form of the move. Really cool. Definitely in my memory bank when you're thinking about how to learn that move. So awesome showing.
Okay, but the door is pretty open for Juliana. You know what you need to do to win this battle. Ryan, let's give her some music. Very nice. sticks the bad attitude, and that should do it.
Yeah, I got nothing to say about this. This is just classic Juliana. It's just so clean, so clear. I do love that shoot through her own bad attitude hoop. Awesome move, Juliana. Just what we all expected.
So let's kick it over to Freddie. Who is the winner of the third and final point?
I mean, first, thanks, Angela, for giving us an idea of your abilities, because that looks enormous. And there's going to come a lot more, I'm very sure. But the point goes clearly to a very clean move for Juliana.
So Juliana Korver has earned herself the spot into the semifinals. Congratulations, Juliana y Angela. Gracias otra vez. Y vamos a verte en el próximo Tiny Room Challenge. Ojalá. Okay, so now let us turn to the next quarterfinal matchup. Mauricia Krajewska versus Monica Correa. Mauricia, you will play first. So back to Poland, to the nightclub with the neon discs. We love to see it. Mauricia, turn on your video. It's your turn to play. And Ryan, let's give her some music. Not seeing her yet. There you are, Mauricia. Perfect. Oh, this was a beautiful move, and both of those quick catches will count in the time block. Very nice eagle spotter, which she connects to that pass. Love the way she connected those two movements. Look at this. Really beautifully done. Gets a nice scarecrow. Nice move, Mauricia.
And I like to see the variation from what she did in the first battle. So she's allowed to do the same moves that she did before, but she went further than she had to. So she took a move from the first round, added a new, more difficult element. Instead of ending with the chest roll, she set it onto the leg into a scarecrow. Great opening move from Mauricia.
Absolutely. Okay, so now let us turn it back to Colombia. Monica Correa with the response. Música, por favor. Oh, yes. Great move from Monica. Very stylish. One of the few ground moves that we've seen. She goes to the ground and gets back up. Nice style.
Yeah, this is a really sweet move. Like we've seen from a lot of our competitors today. Very consecutive, great poise, great tempo. Just all around awesome move. Excited to see what else she's got.
All right, so two great moves. This is not going to be a very easy one to judge. Let's kick it back over to Freddie and see who will earn this first point in this quarterfinal matchup.
Yeah, also I have to add to James that Mauricia didn't only take the variety of another adding move, but also about the spin, because her first round was on counter and the second round was on clock, even though it was the same eagle spotter. So that one I liked very much. And Monica showed a nice and solid move as well. We have a split decision, but the point goes to Mauricia.
Mauricia Krajewska earns the first point. So you know the drill, Mauricia. You are up in the second point. A win here will earn you a spot in the semifinals. So please put back on your camera, get your setup ready. Ryan, let's give her some music. If she's ready, just waiting for her to get that camera up. There she is. Okay, Mauricia, we're ready for you to play. Ryan, music please. Oh, wow. She packed so much into that time block. Different styles. Love to see it. The UD chest roll, the quick catch Godis at the end. Nice stuff from Mauricia.
Yeah, that was a smart move. So she did a really great chest roll sequence where she did a UD chest roll both ways. The tricky thing about when you go into chest rolls in the tiny room is it can be really hard to get sort of that stomping catch you want to really win over the judges. But here she was really smart. She got those chest roll in and then just set it right up into a chomping Godis. Great move.
Okay, so Mónica Correa, es hora de jugar. Segundo punto. Música, por favor. What a catch. What a move from Mónica. She's got a significantly bigger tiny room than Mauricia, I would say, which she definitely used to her advantage there. But wow, gotta just say, what a beautifully extended scarecrow. Great form.
Yeah, I really love this opening set into the spinning catch because spinning pull. She says it's so high, very flat, but it's all about that scarecrow. That was just the daintiest, maybe 2-finger scarecrow. Yeah, I think of just Dougie Fresh, where he just puts his arm out there. He's not even looking. And just teensy catch, really cool, very dainty. Love it.
Okay, so back over to the judges. Was it enough, Freddie? Did she push a third point, or is Mauricia the victor of this battle?
We have a split decision again, so it wasn't easy. Monica has showed a beautiful move, and I didn't expect her to catch that one in the end. I was super surprised. It was beautiful, but Mauricia just played so smart and packed this 10 seconds full of stuff, nicely executed as well, and that's why she earned that point.
Wow, can't believe it. Mauricia, congratulations. You have earned yourself a spot in the semifinals. Amazing playing. Monica, you played great as well. Muchas gracias. So now let's move right along. We have got Bianca Strunz versus Renee Pardo. Renee will play first. So kicking it back to Colorado. Ryan, let's give her some music. Nicely done, nicely done. Very consecutive with that behind the back pull and a really nice bad attitude. That's a signature Renee catch right there.
Yes, this is the same combo she won with in the earlier battle. Really smart to bring it back. Great opening move because it puts the pressure on Bianca. Great start.
Okay, so last week she joined us as a judge. This week she joins us to compete from Berlin, Germany, but coming to us live from Prague, Czech Republic. Hi, Bianca. Great to see you. It's your turn to play. Let's give her some music. Very, very expertly done. Bianca in her first move has already made me very nervous for Juliana's chances at taking home the Triple Crown. Bianca came to play, huge against the spin moves, very confident. Great job.
Yeah, this is super exciting because Juliana kind of became the star player a couple years after we lost BB to Jakob and Killian, but here comes BB storming back, reminding the world why she's a world champion, showing us that amphibian set, lots of cool moves. And I just got to think that's just her safety move. I don't even know what she's got up in her bag of tricks.
So kicking it over to Freddie, Renee versus Bianca, who took home the first point?
We saw two clean moves, and I especially like that Bianca kind of, I guess, saw that Renee only took 5 seconds for showing her moves. So she just did the same and tried to show us I can use only 5 seconds too and still win. And that's what she did.
Congratulations, Bianca. You've earned the first point. We're going right back to you. You play first in the second point. Ryan, let's cue the music. Woo! Once again, just short and sweet, beautiful cartwheel to the Olivia catch. Very well punctuated. Let's watch the replay.
This is a beautiful move. Bianca is one of her signature moves is this cartwheel. She executes it perfectly, but then goes straight into this Olivia. And I love her Olivia. She sticks it. The disc is just right up in the air. It's not hanging down. It's not flopping around. Awesome move. Not a lot of people have that Olivia, and even fewer people have it with such beautiful form. Great start.
Okay, Renee, pressure is on. It's up to you to push a third point here. You're up. Ryan, let's give her some music. Such a bummer. I loved her idea to go for the UD and that kick tip. That's the kind of difficulty she needed to bring if she was going to win against Bianca's move. Unfortunately, she just couldn't keep it together.
Yeah, I agree. It was a smart strategy move there because if you don't think you can match them at their game, you got to go a totally different tack. She said, I'm not going to do a cartwheel on Olivia. I'm going to go UD and get some super high risk moves in. But that risk reward calculus, it doesn't always pay off. She didn't get her handle on it and got the drop.
Okay, Freddie. So kicking it back to you, who is the winner of the second point?
Yeah, nice decision to go upside down, highest difficulty you could possibly show for a cartwheel, which it was, I think, the first time we've seen it in the tiny room, except for some variations from the Colombian guys. But that's not exactly the same. I'm happy to see that. The point goes to Bianca.
Bianca Strunz, you have earned yourself a spot in the semifinals. Congratulations. Renee, thank you very much for competing. We'll see you in the next challenge. So just one semifinal matchup. We're just in the quarterfinals. One quarterfinal matchup left to play. It's Katie Gimma versus Lori Daniels. Katie will play first. So from Medellin, Colombia, from Carlos A. Restrepo Park, Katie Gimma, you are up. Let's give her some music. Oh my goodness. Huge props just for going for that full body roll up and down the leg. She almost did it. One other thing I got to note, Katie is throwing more Z's than any other player, possibly on both sides of the aisle. I mean, that is a really just a ripping throw.
Yeah, I mean, don't forget that she went for a Mondover, at least the beginning of a Mondover, which is a spin-killing move. You got to have a lot of spin on the disc to know that you can do that. Pulls it through really beautifully, and then going for that leg. I've been working on that leg roll for like 3 years. I would never go for it in tiny room. It is so risky. The smaller the room, the harder it is. And she got a lot of that roll in there before it popped off. And I like to see her just throwing it down. She knows she's going against Lori. Smart move. Didn't quite get it, but showed the judges a lot.
Yeah, big creativity and points for going big. We love to see that. But Lori, the door is slightly open. We're kicking it back to Hawaii. You are up. Ryan, music, please. Nicely done. Nicely done, nicely done. She kind of I feel like she gave me a glance in the camera and was like, was that enough or do I need to do a second one? All right, I'll do a second move. And she just executes it beautifully. Veteran play from Lori.
Based on our new camera angle, I think I know who the cameraman is, but awesome opening move from Lori. Smart just to get those catches in. She knows the door is open. Veteran move. I think that's going to be enough for her to take the point.
Okay, so kicking it over to Freddie Finner from Germany. What's the result of this first point?
So yesterday, James told Andres when he had to compete against Tom Leitner, if you know you compete against such an experienced player, you have to go big. And this is exactly what we've seen from Katie. That was brilliant. And she showed us that she's actually able to do it. I would love to see that at some point. This time it was not enough, but it was very close because also Lori stopped very early and I was hoping to see a little bit more in the last second. She decided to show one more move and that was just enough to win the point.
Okay, so Katie, great try with that leg roll, big props, but the point goes to Lori Daniels. So Lori, you now have the 1-0 advantage. You will play first in the second point. A win here will earn you a spot in the semifinals if you can do it. So if you could turn on your camera, we're coming back to Hawaii to see you play. And Ryan, let's cue her music with the camera if we're ready to play. What do you think, Ryan? Where is she? Where are you, Lori? So if we can, I just want to, so we've got a 1-0 Lori Daniels advantage over Katie Gimma. We're waiting for Lori to come back on air for her second move. In the meantime, I'd just like to kick it over to Deedon Mitchell. Deedon from the Louisiana Bayou. Just want to get your thoughts on the day's action so far.
I love it. I'm going to have to go to the gym and play Frisbee as soon as we're finished. I'm so fired up.
Awesome. Yeah, I was thinking that you in particular would like that leg roll. I know that you do some similar rolls like that. So Katie, just to say again, we can't wait to see you hit that move. So there she is, Lori Daniels. She's back. Let's get right back to it. You're up. Point number 2. Let's give her some music. So once again, we had that issue where we just got cut off with the camera, but I'm going to fill in the blank for everyone watching at home. I believe she did a very well executed upside down chest roll based on the reaction after the fact in the bow. I'm going to go ahead and say she hit that.
Yeah, I think you're right, Daniel. And she had a really clean opening. Love to see her starting with this UD move. Really smart combo from Lori. And let's see what's next.
Okay, so back over to Katie Gimma. You see what you're up against. You can push a third point here with the right move. Ryan, let's give her some music. Oh my God! What was that? I have no idea what happened, but
Okay, I'll fill in the gaps on this one. So she goes for the Daniel O'Neill special, the super high leprechaun kick, hits it very cleanly, knocks the camera down, but we know she got it because we see what looks like 2 chest rolls, not one, but 2 chest rolls, which is so hard to do, especially indoors. And by her reaction, I think she got it. So we have 2 fill in the blank moves for the judges. Use your imaginations. I think we have a pretty good idea what we saw. So let's take it over to Freddie.
Yeah, we have a pretty good idea what we saw. And also the X factor was it that kind of pushed the judges to give the point to Katie.
Katie Gimba, congratulations. The risk reward, the calculus worked out in your favor this time. Congratulations, you've tied it up 1-1. This is the final point of this battle. The winner here will earn a spot in the semifinals. Ryan, let's cue her music. Oh my goodness, once again, what an amazing combo with that upside down heel tip. That's a woman after my own heart with a move like that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you can tell that Daniel Appleseed's been going through Colombia. We see this great turnover into this heel kick behind her leg, and then into this beautiful, like either nearly or entirely back full length back roll. End of the set, she kind of lost it a little bit into the wall. That's the tiny room factor, but she still caught it. Really big move, really high difficulty. I think she's really stretching to the limits of her game to put Lori on the defensive. So Lori, many-time world champion, the pressure is on. Let's see it.
I'm calling this off, unfortunately. I hate to say it, Lori, but we did not see that move at all. Unfortunately, the camera just didn't help us out. So if we can, we're going to redo this one more time. So Lori, if you can hear me, we didn't get to see your move, so I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing for you, but we'd like to see you play again. So this is let's reset the camera.
Okay.
I hope, and Lori, you're up here in the third point. Let's give her some music. Okay, so for my screen, it was a little small, but I did get to see the vast majority of that move. Some really nice, clean movements and just great extension through her legs, as you'd expect from Lori. James, can you help fill in some color here?
So again, she did 2 moves, and I got a pretty good idea of what her first move was. I don't know if it's a repetition from this battle or another battle, but in any case, I worry that she didn't quite show enough skills to topple Katie. But her second move, I think, was much harder, but it was also cut off. I think she went into a figure 4 hold off of a kind of angled set, which is really hard because you have to correct the angle to flat when it gets there. And I think she got a catch, but I didn't quite see it. It's really tough when your connection's not working like that. But I have to say, in my book, I mean, Katie really showed us something. My phone is blowing up from the Bull City Jammers. Who is Katie Gimba? Where is she? Where can we find her? Where can we get this magic water she's drinking? I want some. Awesome. Let's turn it over to Freddie.
For those of you who are not on the Zoom meeting, but only in the stream, and you couldn't see all the judges in a line in the windows where we can see the videos of the judges and the other competitors. Everybody was freaking out when Katie hit her move. That was just crazy. She went off the charts, and she deserved that point very, very well.
So Katie Gimma with a huge upset. Congratulations, Katie. You have earned yourself the final spot in the semifinals. You'll face against Bianca Strunz very shortly. Lori, thank you once again for joining us from Hawaii. Thank you for everything that you do for our sport. And we look forward to seeing you again in the Tiny Room Challenge 4. So actually, this is a great moment that I just want to shout out. Me, Ryan, and James were actually discussing dates, and tentatively, we are looking at May 1st and 2nd for the Tiny Room Battle Challenge 4. So keep it on your radar. It's already right around the corner. May 1st and 2nd, Tiny Room Challenge 4. So let's get right back to it. Semifinals of the women's division. This is the same thing, best 2 out of 3 points. We'll start with Juliana versus Mauricia. Mauricia will play first. So Mauricia, if you could, please turn on your camera. We're ready for you. We've got Mauricia versus Juliana. Then we'll kick it back over to Katie versus Bianca to figure out who our 2 finalists are. So Mauricia, I'm waiting on you, girl. Please turn on your camera. Let's see this tiny room and hopefully see you play. I think she's getting it set up right now. Okay, great. So Ryan with music, let's see Mauricia play. Okay, so she's sticking with this eagle spotter theme, but unfortunately this time it didn't play out as well for her. Couple drops. I even think I noticed an attempt after the clock at the end, but she dropped, which if the judges saw may work against her as well.
Yeah, this is that with the spin aspect once again coming back to haunt one of our competitors. The disc just wants to fall off your finger. Here it does a couple times, but we were talking about this earlier in another battle. Sometimes you got to pick your moment to drop. Mauricia's had a great run. If you're going to drop it, might as well drop it against the buzzsaw Juliana Korver. But let's see what she's got for us.
So this is just the first point, best 2 out of 3 battle, but the door is wide open, Juliana, for you to take the first point. Music, please. All right, so there it is. Not what she wanted either, but I think it might still be enough actually to earn her that point.
Yeah, I think it's going to be enough just because we saw multiple drops from Mauricia. But one move she did here that is really hard and worth pointing out is she does a sort of half yogi shoot to herself right into this kind of like reverse juice shoot. That's super hard, super advanced, very cool. And I think it'll be enough to get her the point.
Yeah, let's turn it over to Freddie and see if the judges agree.
Yeah, we agree. It was enough. Let's go to the next round immediately.
Cool. So Juliana with the win. You're up first here in the second point. Music, please. Wow, that was absolutely the Hain. Love that beautiful invert delay. She held it for a really nice long time and just a chomping scarecrow right at the 10-second mark. This is the type of play that I was looking to see from Juliana.
Yeah, I think she's had a little bit of a rough start to this tournament, but she's starting to come into her own here when she needs to in these later rounds. Really solid move. Great use of the time, catching right on the end there. And like you said, that invert was really good control, really solid, great move.
Okay, Mauricia, pressure is on. You know what you need to do to push a third point here. So if you could please turn on your camera, we're coming back over to you for the second point and the response. Ryan, let's cue her music. Wow. Love to see the back rolls on both sides. That was really cool. I don't think it's going to be enough. It's just not with those drops.
No, she had kind of a rough start. Her self set didn't have enough spin. It was a little bit wobbly. And then I think kind of the rest of her 10-second block was just an audible, trying to see what move she could get in there. But like you said, really great to see those back rolls on both sides. One thing she's done this whole tournament is show us that she can do both spins. She can do both sides. That's really going to serve her well. And this is really a great run for Mauricia.
Yeah. Okay, Freddie. So coming back to you for the result.
Yeah, it's also high pressure to play against a double champion like Juliana, who's always solid and always knows how to respond or how to put the pressure on. And that's what she did again. And she won the very solid round.
So there you have it, Juliana Korver, and just confirming that's the second point. So she's earned herself a spot in the finals. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, Juliana Korver is your first finalist. So now here we have it, Bianca Strunz versus Katie Gimma. Who will it be facing off against your twice reigning Tiny Room champion? Let's find out. We will have Katie play first. So back to Carlos A. Restrepo, the crowd favorite, Katie Gimma. It's a new battle. All moves are valid and on the table. Ryan, let's give her some music. Shoot. I mean, I just love to see that she just keeps going for it time after time. It's a really cool triple fake pass into the kick tip attempt. I don't think she actually ended up getting that. And the chest roll, at least she kind of caught it. She resets, but a little bit of an open door here.
Yeah, I mean, not the move she wanted after what we saw earlier. Again, I noticed that extreme power she's got on the throws. I mean, it's amazing to see what she's doing for where she's at. You can see the foundation for maybe an all-time great, and it's just a matter of time before all these moves start getting consistent. But the last thing I want to point out here is she has gone for a different move every single battle. She doesn't have to do that. She is just doing what all freestylers should do, showing off. She's got the moves, and she's bringing them to Tiny Room. Love to see it.
Okay, so Bianca Strunz from Prague, Czech Republic. We're kicking it back over to you for the response. Music, please. Absolutely great move from Bianca. Nice smile. Just can't say anything bad about that. This is a veteran player showing exactly why she's in the semifinals and why she wants that spot in the finals.
Exactly. And I think Bianca's being smart here to hold and reserve her hardest moves. These are really comfortable moves for Bianca. She hits that great scarecrow. She's always got this really distinctive style and body movement. Great to see her back in the sport, looking very confident. And I hope Juliana is watching and taking notes because she's got it. She's got a big challenge ahead, whether it's Katie or Bianca.
True that. So let's turn it over to Freddie Finner to see the result of the first point.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough for Katie, but the last time when she was under pressure, she showed us one of the best moments of the day, and I hope for something like this again. This point goes to Bianca.
Bianca Strunz takes the point, 1-0 advantage to Bianca. So back to Prague. Bianca, you can earn a spot in the finals with the right move here. Let's see you play. Woo! Once again, wouldn't expect anything less. Big guidance from Bianca.
Yeah, and you can tell the respect that Bianca's giving to Katie because she did not hold back here. Big double leg over into that crazy twisto set into a massive guidance. Great form, great flow, super hard move, laying it down. Pressure's on, Katie.
Okay, Katie. So back to you. You can tie it up and force a third point with a big move here. Let's give her some music. Woo! All right, love to see it. She goes for the leprechaun kick tip. It looked like it was not going to work out, but then she was able to get that second kick tip and get it up. Once again, Katie Gimma just playing on the edge. I love that about her. Wow.
Yeah, on second look, and I might be wrong here, it almost looks like she hit the leprechaun kick and then kicked it again, maybe? I don't know. I might have to see it a third time.
Leprechaun kick righty and then a lefty kick. Let's watch this replay one more
This is
time.
really super hard. There's one, boom, yeah. I think she sneaks in that kick save. And that, yeah, I don't know anything else. That's amazing. It's a really clean triple fake there. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but there is an argument for it because those were two really hard kicks.
I mean, I'm just giving big props to the risk taking that Katie is putting on display. So I don't know. Very difficult decision. Let's kick it over to Freddie to see what the judges thought.
So I have one request. Usually Emma is always the first judge who sends in her results. This time she was the last, and I would love to hear her opinion on that first.
Oh, yeah, this was a really tough one. I mean, we saw Bianca play first, and she just hit everything super solid moves we know she has, and it's just like her bread and butter, and you can tell that she's just feeling all of those moves, and they just go together so well. And then we see the response from Katie, and I think as James, you just mentioned the risk-taking factor that she is showing in all of the moves that she has done for us today is just absolutely incredible, off the charts. And for me, that is just so impressive because in this format, you have 10 seconds, the highest pressure is on. And so to do something so high risk, to me, is just, that is what is so impressive. And so even though Bianca just hit her moves so well and they were really high difficulty, for me, the risk is what tips the balance here.
Wow. Okay, so one vote for Katie, but was that the judges' consensus, Freddie?
No, thanks, Emma, for that explanation. I couldn't have said it better. But in the end, the point still goes for the more packed and more solid, more fluent move from Bianca.
Bianca Strunz takes it down 2-0. She is your finalist, but Katie Gimma, huge round of applause. You played so great this tournament. Absolute competitor. We cannot wait to see what is in store for your career in freestyle in the future. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's 1:40 p.m. We've still got the finals and then the semis and finals of Open Pro. So we're moving right along. Let's do it. The finals, what we all came here to witness, Bianca Strunz versus Juliana Korver. Best 3 out of 5. Bianca, you will play first. Just a reminder, this is a new battle, so all moves are on the table, but no repeated moves in this battle. As we start to see these longer battles, judges will have to keep in mind everything that we see to make sure that we're really witnessing the full variety and scope of our players' games. So,
and I just want to say the battle pass numbers are moving wildly. We've got a volatile betting market here. It was swinging heavily towards Bianca, but now it's going a little bit back towards Juliana. At the moment, Bianca's favored with a 63% advantage, putting the pressure on the reigning champ. Let's see what they have for us.
So get over to tinyroomchallenge.com and make your picks, ladies and gentlemen. So Bianca, you will play first here, and let's get this show on the road, Ryan. Let's give her some music. Okay, good start. Unfortunately, that very first thing just slipped out of her hand. Smart play to pick it up. Nice cartwheel, nice behind the back, but probably not what she wanted.
No, not what she wanted, and she left the door open. I almost wondered if she should have saved that cartwheel for a later move. I think she might have thought of that mid-move because she only went for the behind the back catch, saving some of her harder catches for a later round. But the door is open for Juliana.
Okay, Juliana, kicking it over to San Diego, California. You're up. Music, please. Oh, absolutely perfect move there from Juliana. That'll easily win the point. And what a great, great move from Miss Korver.
Yeah, she goes for the Olivia pull, super hard move. And I think she smartly kept this move short to sort of hold some more moves in reserve for the later round. I think you can see here that Juliana's really been holding back for the finals. She knows she's got all these super hang moves in her back pocket, and she's laughing at the battle pass people who are not picking her name.
Okay, so back over to Freddie Finner to find out the victor of the first point here in the women's final.
Yes, a little unfortunate for Bianca. She didn't get it. And she also pulled out, as James said, the cartwheel under the time pressure. It wasn't perfect either. And the point goes to Juliana, and I want to see more from both of you ladies.
Okay, 1-0 advantage to Juliana. This is a best 3 out of 5 battle. So kicking it over to San Diego for point number 2 with music. Woo! Wow, the twisted turkey. This is a Juliana Korver special. I've been watching her steadily just increase, how she puts this combination together. Just really, really unique and creative. Very rare miss on the catch part of it. I mean, it's like she did the hard work and that was the easy part.
Yeah, she didn't get that catch, which is really might cost her in the end. But one thing that's interesting to see is I think she's just trying to put the dagger in the heart of Bibi as soon as she can. But the risk is, what will she have in the bag in moves 4 or 5 if it comes to it? Bibi, the door is open. What do you got for us?
Okay, Bianca, music, and it's your turn. Woo! Dang. So Bianca shows some really great moves. A nice strong throw, a lot of Z's, great against the spin, but the Olivia proves elusive, which will make this a very close battle in the eyes of the judges, I think.
Yeah, she did not make it easy for us when she dropped it there. I thought she was looking really good to take the point until then. Now I have no idea what the judges are going to do. Those are two very different kinds of combos. Really going to be tough to judge, but let's see what they have to say.
Ask someone else first. I don't have all the votes
No
yet.
worries.
It's super hard.
All right, let's kick it over to Bethany Sanchez. Bethany, we are here at the women's final. What can you tell us?
Well, Juliana's move was so restricted and smooth, and all up until that very last, catch attempt was perfect. Same, and Bianca's was also difficult and smooth and more dynamic, so it was really hard to make a choice. I'm not gonna
Okay,
tell you
so
what
very
choice.
politically not revealing her own choice. That's acceptable. Let's see if we've bought Freddie enough time to collect the judges' scores. Who is the winner of this point?
So we have a split decision. Not all judges agree because there are different aspects you have to consider. But in the end, the point goes to Bianca.
Bianca Struens ties it up 1-1. Ladies and gentlemen, we love to see this. This is a 3 out of 5 point battle. It's 1-1. So this is a huge point. This will determine who gets the advantage. So Bianca, you will play first here in point 3. Let's give her some music. Unclear, but it looks like she didn't catch it. It was kind of off my screen, but I think she was actually pretty honest about it. I think she missed that Gaitis.
Yeah, I think so too. Whenever you come up without the disc in your hand, it's usually a good sign that you didn't catch it. But I really like what she was doing here, which is laying it down. I mean, she didn't hold back any punches, going for a big move, gets that double leg over, gets the kind of twisto-like set, goes for the big Gaitis, doesn't get it. So the door, once again, is open.
Okay, Juliana, you know what you have to do. Ryan, let's cue her music. Woo! Nicely done from Juliana. She's really playing this smart. I mean, she saw Bianca drop it, and she knows that with a clean catch, it makes it very difficult for the judges to try and give the point the other way. So once again, I mean, I think she's holding some stuff back for future points, but great stuff what she did show.
I agree. And we've seen a lot of the first half of Twisto today, but Juliana shows us the full Twisto flex, which is a super difficult move, more so because she puts it right in the middle of her combo, which is always more difficult because there's a lot less spin on the disc. Hits it cleanly with a triple fake, and I think she'll take that point.
Yeah. Okay, turning it over to Freddie, 1-1. Who is the victor of the third point?
It was nice to see you, Daniel, and also some of the other judges. When Bianca set her disc for the catch, we all were like, but we couldn't see it. She was honest enough to tell us it was a drop. She came back without the disc, and Juliana hit that super consecutive, super flowy and clean combo. So she earned that point very well.
Okay, 2-1. Juliana, you have the advantage. You can win it all. You can become thrice Tiny Room champion with the right move here. So excited. Excuse me. We are in point number 4, down to the end of the day. I still got a little bit of my voice left. Let's do this. Ryan, let's give her some music. All right, I saw my own face for a second in the middle of Juliana's combo, but it didn't matter. I saw enough to see that she just goes for that lacer pull right off the ground. She scoops it up in that big Gaitis. That's a really tough move to beat.
This is an awesome move. And I said yesterday that Thomas Nutzel is someone I take almost all of my moves from, but in a close second is Juliana Korver. Here's an amazing move that I saw her do earlier this year. And I said, I've got to get that in my bag. It's such a difficult move. You do this behind the back swoop out set straight into a lacer on the other side. It is so difficult. That window is so tiny. And then she finishes off with an awesome Gaitis, laying it down. BB, the pressure is definitely on.
Okay, Bianca in Prague. She's excited. Let's do it. Music, please. Woo! Yes, Bianca. Super consecutive there. Nice kick tip. She didn't get the Gaitis on the last try, so way to get that one. No variety or repetition. That's totally valid. And in fact, we love to see her go back and show that, yes, she can execute that big Gaitis.
I mean, I don't know about that. I think it would be a little bit nicer to see another catch come out of the bag. But with that said, that combo was super hot. So consecutive, such high speed. It's one thing to string your moves together consecutively. It's another thing to just have no pauses at all. Just move. Love the kick tip. Just love the flow. That's that explosive play that BB is really known for. She's got so much power and so much energy. And I think she gave the judges a real challenge here.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. So way to put the pressure on the judges. Right now, 2-1, Juliana. Let us hear the result of the fourth point.
I agree with you, James. Also, I considered it that she went for the Gaitis one time before, and it was not like far away, but it was close. So for me, I'm considering it as Gaitis, and she went for that a second time. That might have been the last tiny bit to let me decide to give the point to Juliana and the other judges for this and probably other reasons as well. The point goes to Juliana.
Juliana Korver is your Tiny Room 3 Women's Champion. She's done it once again in the most competitive bracket we've had yet. She shows us why she is a true champion, perchance the best Frisbee player to grace the planet. Juliana Korver, congratulations, Tiny Room Women's Champion. Excellent. Okay, it's 1:53. Just yeah, we can take a quick break. So what we need to do here, guys, is, I hate to say it, but we're going to run this show about 15 minutes overtime. So it's 1:55. Didn't quite get it down with my pacing today. We still have the open pairs, semifinals and finals. So we're going to have about 15 minutes, but Ryan, we can take a 2-minute break. If you want to just play our video, maybe you can cue that up. We'll take a 2-minute break, and then we're coming right back to the open pairs, semifinals and finals. Kuba, Francesco, Tom, and Pablo. 2 minutes. We'll see you back here. Okay, and just like that, we are back with the Tiny Room Battle Challenge 3. Wow, we just witnessed an epic women's challenge. Congratulations once again to your 3-time Tiny Room Women's Champion, Juliana Korver. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we will circle back to finish off the Open Pro Division. We've got 4 competitors. It's going to be a huge heated battle. Cannot wait. Kuba Radvansky versus Francesco Santolin, Tom Leitner versus Pablo Azul. One thing that I think is super interesting is if you look at tinyroomchallenge.com in the battle pass, Kuba and Pablo, the reigning Tiny Room champions, are actually not favored. The opposite, Francesco and Tom Leitner are the crowd favorites to advance to the finals. So I really think this is anybody's game, James.
Yeah, and what's even more incredible is that we saw Kuba and Chesko in the finals of Tiny Room 2, and Kuba took that one on 6 or 7 points. So clearly the crowd is seeing something in Chesko's game that makes them think that he's the favorite this time around. We know he's got that fire. He's got that chip on his shoulder. He's come so close. Will this be the time he does it? Meanwhile, Pablo versus Tom Leitner, first team Mount Godas. Can Pablo show him he's the experienced Tiny Room winner? He knows what he's doing here. Or is Tom Leitner going to say, nah, kid, like, I'll show you how it's done?
All right, let's find out. Let's get right into it. Kuba Radvansky versus Francesco Santolin. Francesco, you will play first. This is a best 3 out of 5 battle, ladies and gentlemen. 3 out of 5. So kicking it over to Milano, the Frisbee Temple, where we will see Francesco Santolin kick it off. There he is. Get him warmed up. Let's give him some music and get this battle started. Way to kick it off from Francesco. He's just bringing so many unique moves and elements. Correct me if I'm wrong, James, but it looked like there might have been a little foot cuff to assist in that turnover. Let's check it out on the replay.
I want to see the replay here. Yeah, what I can't tell is whether he hit the bottom or the top of the disc, but either way, super hard move. Finishes it off clean. We're seeing this new added consecutivity to his game. He's bringing that to the finals. I also kind of think this is his safe but still insanely difficult opening move. Feeling out where Kuba's at, seeing where the judges are at. Kuba, pressure's on.
He makes it look so easy with that monster. I mean, you could just miss it if you're not looking carefully, but very few have the flexibility to pull that off and to make it look so easy. So pressure's on Kuba, kicking it over to Poland for your response here in the first point. Music, please. Great stuff from Kuba. He just goes overtime a little bit, but he's not going to be, penalized. It's just that last catch might not count toward him, but he kept it off the ground. He showed a ton of skills. I love the way look at this throw. Oh, missed it on the replay, but the throw right into the invert delay, and just watching a lefty player always excites me. It just is a different look to it.
Yeah, I mean, I love this matchup between these two. I could watch it all day because we have this explosive power, never know what they're going to do style from Chesko. But then you just have this smooth consecutive flow from Kuba. Really hard to judge these two. Kuba, like we saw yesterday, using a lot of these smooth inverts. He does, again, this juice pull where the angle is so perfect that this just slides in flat. But I think one thing that can be a challenge for Kuba in this situation, he's such a raw jammer. What he does is so spontaneous. He's got to keep track of his moves, make sure he doesn't repeat them, and make sure he still has that signature move in each combo, because we know Chesko is going to be bringing those. But this battle, I have no idea how the judges are going to see it. Super close. Let's take it over to Freddie.
Good analysis.
Wow, what a move from Kuba. The catch was not within the time frame, unfortunately, but it was a nice and clean move. But come on, a foot cuff turnover? Are you kidding me? The point goes to Francesco.
So Francesco Santolin wins the first point. Great win there. He gets the advantage. This is best 3 out of 5, though. This battle is far from over. Let's take it back to the Temple in Milan, Italy. You're up in the second point, Chesko. Let's give him some music. All right, so as you can see there, we saw him do it perfectly yesterday, that knee tip around the world kick tip, so difficult, misses it the first time, has enough time to get it back, actually able to execute it the second time, but then that twisted turkey catch was both after the time and he dropped it, so that's going to be tough.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, not what he wanted for his second move, leaving the door open for Kuba. But in this 5-round battle, Kuba has a difficult choice. He needs to show enough to beat that second clean attempt without burning through all of his Hayne moves. So I'm curious to see what he does here.
Okay, Kuba, very strategic decisions for you here, buddy. You're up in the second point. Music. Wow, expertly done. I think he really took your advice very well there, James. No repeated moves yet. I'm keeping my notebook and trying to figure out all the moves that these dudes have done.
Yeah, really smart. I think he did just enough to take the point. One thing I love about Kuba's game is what he does with his off arms and off legs. They're always involved. I thought he was going for a behind that head pull, trips me out, goes for it under the leg instead, but still has the beautiful movement of the behind the head. Really great style, really clean catch, but leaving room for the next battles.
Good job, Kuba. Let's kick it over to Freddie to see if it was enough.
It was enough. 2 incredible players, 2 incredible moves, even though Francesco didn't get the move to complete. But the point goes to Kuba, and I'm happy to see a third round.
Okay, and just again, this is a 3 out of 5 battle, so 1-1. Kuba, you will play first. If you win this point, you'll earn the advantage, but this is best 3 out of 5. 1-1. Kuba, you're up. A bummer, just couldn't get that UD skid out, I guess you call it, or crank. What do you call that, James?
Yeah, it's sort of like we see Aton do this a lot. We saw this yesterday. It's just a crank straight into an invert upside down. Really like to see him going for it. Like to see him taking risk, even with the battle tied up. Doesn't get it. But another smart strategy here, which we also saw from Chesko, is he misses the move once, goes for it again a second time, which has an advantage, which he doesn't burn through more move capital, but he doesn't get it the second time. The door's open, roles have reversed. Chesko, win the point, but save what you need for the next battle.
Some good advice from Mr. Wiseman. Chesko, you are up. Let's give him some music. Great move from Francesco. He might not know it, but that UD Gaitis was well after time. Nevertheless, he caught it. He kept it clean. He will get points for what he showed in the beginning. Let's look at the replay here. Slight little bobble on that chest roll, but well recovered. Was it enough, James?
I think it was enough because Kuba really did just drop 2 moves right on the first move. Didn't really get to show enough. I think the real mistake of Chesko, though, is he busted out that Gaitis after time, burned through a move he might want later. It didn't help him here. But in any case, I think he'll take the point, but let's pass it over to Freddie.
Yes, I don't have much to add, but the point goes to Francesco.
Francesco Santoline takes the point and the advantage. 2-1, Francesco versus Kuba here in the Open Pro semifinals. Chesko, you're up, buddy. You can win a spot in the finals with the right move here. Let's give him some music. Woo! Just absolutely love that kick tip to the kick brush. We saw it yesterday. We see it here again. Look at this on the replay. Wow, that is cool.
Yeah, and one thing that was pretty spectacular here is he got that right by the wall, but just sneaked it out. I also love the height he gets on that. He's really kicking it all the way from the ground, way up above his head to get that second kick in. But little bit of a problem here. Not only did he go after the time with the Gaitis catch, that's the catch we saw earlier, so it doesn't count, and he might get dogged for variety. Puts Kuba in a tough situation and will put judges in the tough situation. How are they going to judge that? But in the meantime, Kuba, here's your opportunity to either make it easy or make it hard.
Okay, Kuba, you're up. Let's give him some music. So not making it easy because he dropped it at the beginning, but with plenty of time left, picks it back up and shows a lot of really Hayne moves. It's unfortunate because if he had gotten the 10 seconds to start on that second throw, I think this upside down badonkadonk and flamingo catch would have been within the time. But the way we started the clock with that first throw, none of that's actually going to count for him.
Yeah, it's tough. I really love what he did, and I would have liked to see these 2 moves completed within the time without the drops put against each other, because I think it would have been a really close, tough battle. I think it's still a close, tough battle, but for all the wrong reasons. We have Chesko hitting his big catch at the end, also a repeated catch. We have Kuba hitting the drop within time and then missing a lot of his moves after time. For me, I don't know, but one thing that I think is going to hurt Kuba is that he did have the drop and he did have that in the 10-second block, which I think will matter. I also think as Hayne as that UD double leg over straight into the invert was, let's not forget, we just saw the foot tap straight into the Tommy kick, but let's see what the judges have to say about it.
How unfortunate that Kuba didn't get it in the first try, because it's an insane move. He went well over the time. Francesco went just like a second over the time. And I also have to disagree with you, James. He did not repeat it in my point of view, because the set for the Gaitis was from the upside down. He turned it over and jumped then into the Gaitis, which makes it so much different for me that I don't consider it as a repetition. And it is an unanimous decision for Francesco.
Francesco Santoline, congratulations. You've earned yourself a spot in the finals, kicking out the reigning champion. But Kuba, congratulations for making it this far. Thanks for playing, and we'll see you in the next one. So in the interest of time, let's move right along. Tom Leitner versus Pablo Azul. Tommy Lightning Leitner, you will play first. Best 3 out of 5 in this battle for a spot versus Francesco in the finals. So let's kick it over to Rome, Italy. Happy birthday to Tommy's mom. Big shout out to Tommy's mom. And let's get this battle. Happy Valentine's Day. And shout out to all the freestyle moms out there who support their freestyle children. We love you, moms. And let's get right to it. Let's give them some music. Once again, Tommy Lightning Leitner showing us why he wants that spot in the finals. Just a textbook tipping combo. Can't say anything negative about it. Maybe that back roll was about a half second over time, but he kind of started it right on the time. Like he more or less was in the time block, I'd say.
I'm going to disagree, Daniel. This is the semifinals of the pro division. I'm not letting anyone get away with anything. Very good start to the tipping combo, but I think he ran out of room. He wanted to get another tip in. He had to just go save it with the set or the pullout. Then on the full back roll, beautiful full back roll. In my book, fully after time, not going to count it. But that is not to say he didn't get some hang moves in there. Pablo cannot sit on this one. He's going to have to show us something here.
Okay, from Medellín, Colombia, San Javier, Pablo Azul. Es hora de jugar. Vamos con la música. All right, there you have it. So Pablo Azul showed some skills. Unfortunately, that, two-sided chest roll from side to side, it's a beautiful idea, but it just kind of crumbled on that second roll back, and that might be the deciding factor in this first point.
Yeah, I'm putting on my strict judge hat. No way, Pablo, not enough. You've got to show me more. I mean, he goes for the tips like Tommy did, but he's not putting them together consecutively. He's putting some pauses, some delays in there, and then that back to front, the rolls both sides. Cut it out. No. That's one of these high risk, low reward moves. I never see it go well. Here it is his downfall. Sloppy on the second one. I think the judges are going to give it to Tom Leitner, but let's see what they have to say.
Harsh critique, but that's what you get when we get down to the Open Pro semifinals. Damn. All right, Freddie, what can you tell us?
I totally agree with you, James. We're not going to let anyone go with any sloppy things here in bad rounds because the quality is so high. So we're going to see everything. We're going to judge everything. That's what we do. And even though both moves weren't perfect, Tom's was better and at a higher level than Pablo. So he earns the point.
Tom Leitner takes the point, 1-0. This is a 3 out of 5 point battle, Tommy. So you are now up first here in the second point. So let's give him some music and get right to it. Absolutely love Tom Leitner's style, the way he extends through that inverted roll and just lays out onto the carpet. Just great style from Tommy. This is what I came to see.
Yeah, this is great. You can see the Skippy Jammer influence in his game, pulling out the juice in the skid and these sweet rolls. I love it. Great opening move. very clean, very consecutive, putting the pressure on.
Okay, Pablo, pressure is on. 1-0, Tommy. You're up in the second point. Ooh, this was a really great decision by Pablo. He goes for the double spinning pull, which it was kind of not a super restricted pull, but just to get 2 spins inside like that is very difficult. And then this huge high set to a spinning crash and burn Gaitis, definitely putting the pressure on.
Yeah, super cool move. Like you said, he goes for the double spinning pull. He doesn't do a restricted pull. You know, you want a restricted pull if you can get it. But that said, Pablo's smooth style really makes up for it. He almost kind of gets it up here, like behind his head, which tells you how great the set was. It was high enough for him to get it there. And then big spinning crash and burn Gaitis. The challenge for the judges here, which is a big challenge often in this sport, is trying to assess that huge crash and burn move against a much more controlled, smooth roll move. I think a lot of times judges can be just so fired up about the crash and burn move, it's hard to judge, but I don't know what they're going to do here. 2 very different moves, 2 very different styles. Can't wait to see what they have to say.
All right, Freddie, what can you tell us?
I can tell you that we are all fired up. That's why we're here. That's what we want to see from both of the jammers. Both hit it well. Tommy had more content. It was more restricted, and it was a little better in the flow with a super nice presentation. So even though Pablo hit it nicely with a double spinning and a spinning crash and burn Gaitis, which was amazing, the point goes to Tommy again.
Tom Leitner with a 2-0 advantage. Oof, it's going to be a very difficult road to the finals now for Pablo Azul. So, Tommy, you're up here. A win in this point will advance you to the finals, where you will face off against Francesco Santolin if you can win it. Let us give Tommy some music. Here is the fourth point. Third point. Tom Leitner, once again, he's showing us new moves every time, super consecutive, once again extending through that bad attitude. Just love Tom's style, man.
Yeah, I really love this kind of grapevine-y lacer set right into the invert hold, which he sticks, but he knows he's got it. He just goes straight to the next move, keeps it consecutive. One of the only people I know who could do a standing crash and burn bad attitude. Very oxymoronic, which we love to see. And now let's take it over to Pablo.
Pablo, the pressure is on. We don't want any of this beginner stuff, man. Bring us your hardest moves. Let's see what you got. Pressure's on. Let's give him some music. And just like that, correct me if I'm wrong, James, but I don't actually think he caught that spinning flawed.
I don't think he caught it. To his credit, I think he gave us an honest no catch. But even still, I don't think it was going to be enough. He went for counter, which I like to see him going for his other spin, but wasn't really the start he wanted, not really the finish he wanted. I think Tom Leitner just waltzed his way into the finals.
Okay, kicking it over to Freddie for the result.
Yeah, what a great battle. Come on. That's why we're all here. And I'm sure that all the people out there enjoyed as much as we do. That was an amazing round. The point goes again to Tom Leitner, and I'm looking forward to see the finals now.
Great job, Tom Leitner, advancing to the finals. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have arrived. The Open Pro Finals. Francesco Santolin versus Tommy Lightning Leitner. So let's get down to it. It's 2:21, but you know what? We're over time. Let's just do this the right way. Best 5 out of 7. Everybody's got to dig deep in their pockets for these moves. So it's a best 5 out of 7 battle. Francesco versus Tommy. 2 Italians making their way into the finals. Italy will ultimately take home the title. Francesco, you will play first. Let's see what you got. Kicking it back to the Temple in Milan. Point number 1, best 5 of 7 with the music.
Yo.
Wow. He showed the same exact combo. I mean, for a second, I thought I was watching a video from the earlier round because it looked exactly the same the way he did it, except that he dropped that monster at the end. So that's tough.
Yeah, but I want to point out something we didn't mention when he did this before, which is right after this cuff turnover, he takes it right into a behind the back set, which is really cool. I'd love to see him smooth that out a little so it really goes straight from the turnover into the behind the back rather than kind of getting control of it. He doesn't get that monster. Still a super hard move. And I just want to point out the betting numbers right before this round started has it very close. Chesko at a 43%. Tom Leitner has a narrow 57% favorite. So let's see what Tom Leitner brings to this first battle.
Music. Oh, there it is. Tom Leitner. So we saw that, another similar combo. I think that they're doing, it's the first point of this battle. So way to stick to the game plan. That invert roll was both after time and not totally clean on the way down. But nevertheless, that might be enough actually to take this point. What do you think, James?
Yeah, we'll see. When I really think about it, it might be closer than we realize. So I think Tom was playing it smart. He knew there was an open door with the drop from Chesko. He didn't want to bust out any big moves, just went for these clean, consecutive, under the leg moves. If he'd finished it off and caught that inverted roll within time, it would have been no question his point. But when I pause and think about it, Chesko still hit that crazy foot cup, which I think was undoubtedly the signature move of these battles. But even besides the drop, Chesko was a little bit sloppier. So it's going to be tough for the judges. I think I'm leaning towards what you're saying, Dana, but it would not surprise me at all if this point went to Chesko.
Yeah. Let's turn it over to Freddie.
Yeah, it was tough to judge. I think Tom could have gone a little higher risk there because Chesko just set the bar of risk very, very high. It was a little sloppy, yes, but Tom went off the time with his catch in the end, which was also not perfectly executed in the very end. And that's what we considered. And the point goes to Franz.
Wow, interesting. Francesco Santolin takes the first point despite the drop. 1-0 Francesco, back to Milan. You're up in point number 2. Let's see it. And unfortunately, he just has to let the time expire. It just got too far away from him. That move, just to let everybody at home know, is one of the most difficult moves I've ever seen anybody do in our sport. There is nobody else except for Francesco that can do this. We saw him execute it perfectly earlier and yesterday. Unfortunately, this time it just gets away from him.
Yeah, you hate to see it. He hits it so cleanly. We've seen it in other tiny rooms. He's never had a problem with it. But today, it's just not his move. But honestly, I like him just letting this one go, just keeping everything in the tank for what's coming up next. And, Chesko, man, you got it. You got this. Like, let's go. But Tom, clean it up.
So, Tommy, you can be very strategic here. You don't need a lot to win this point. So let's see what you're going to tell us with the music. Very nicely done from Tommy. Just really good control under the leg, holds, and with that invert, the chair catch is about a half second after time.
I think it'll be enough. But I'm saying to all challengers right now, when you got a 3-point, hit me a couple moves to know you win it, and then show me the hardest move you got. It's a freebie, Tom. Show me something next time.
Interesting. I don't know though, because like what about saving you were just saying before that Francesco made the right decision by not showing any more moves and just letting the point slide and saving it for future battles. So
if I got a 3-point, I'm going for a triple spinning hammer Fleming Gaitosis. That's not going to be in my repertoire of later moves. That's just a Hail Mary just for the heck of it.
Cool. I get you. Okay, Freddie, let's hear, was it enough for Tommy to win this point?
So I think, yes, he went for the safe version, but also not for the super, super safe version. There was one against the spin crank inside, which was absolutely enough to win this point, and it was a smart decision.
Tom Leitner ties it up 1-1. This is a best 5 out of 7 battle, the finals here at Tiny Room 3. So Tom Leitner, you are up here in the third point. Music, please. Oh, yes. Right up toward the camera, that beautiful back roll extension, grabs it with the left hand. I also like the way, if you watch this replay, he does 2 types of flamingo pulls here. One where he, against the spin, pulls it out, and one where he brings it in with the spin. So nice variations on a theme there.
Yeah, great observation. Really clean combo, really cool combo. But let's see what Chesko has to say about it.
Music for Chesko, yes. Oof. So once again, we've seen Chesko make this mistake a couple times, because even though at the very end, that was an insanely hanging foot cuff to Big Gaitis, but all of that was after the clock. That's not going to actually help him. And in fact, it's going to hurt him, because those are moves that we now can't see in future points.
Yeah, that was a critical error, because, I get what he was dealing with. He didn't have that great of it was a fine move to start, but it wasn't necessarily enough to beat Tom. I think he realized that, started trying to up the dip, got the drop. If he had 5 seconds left, maybe it would have made sense, but he had 1 second left. And the really hanging part of that combo came too late. And I think this point's going to go to Tom.
All right, let's kick it over to Freddie to get the official judges' result.
Yeah, I agree. Francesco was smart earlier, and he just gave the point up because he didn't want to waste any moves. This time he did it, but it was not enough. It was out of the time, and Tom wins the point.
So Tom Leitner, I believe, has a 2-1 advantage. This is a best 5 out of 7. So this battle is far from over. But Tommy, you're up now here in the 4th point. Let's cue the music. Oh, yes. Tom Leitner that carpet must be super soft because he keeps crashing and burning on it. Huge flawed. I don't think we've seen a tipping combo from Tommy in this battle. So that was a great tipping combo. Gets that behind the back tip directly in the behind the back pull into that huge flawed. That's a great showing from Tom Leitner.
That's the tipping combo he wanted earlier. He also gets the behind the back tip in there super hard. My one nitpick is after the behind the back pull, instead of going straight into the roll, he kind of had to cradle it under control and then set the roll. But otherwise, a flawless move. Great flawed. Awesome work.
So 2-1 advantage to Tommy. Francesco pressures on to try and tie this up here in the 4th point. Music, please. Okay, so unfortunately, just Francesco just couldn't quite do what he wanted to. What can you tell us, James?
Yeah, I hate to see it. I mean, this is what's interesting and challenging about battle. When I was thinking about this battle coming up, I said we have a jammer versus just a battle shredder. And the difference is the battler is going to come out with these signature moves that are so hard to do. And a lot of times that's going to be how you win it. But on the other side, those signature moves are so hard to do. You're not always going to hit them. And that's what's happening to Chesko. He's going for these impossible moves. He's not getting them. Tom Leitner on the other side is just showing us consistent difficulty. None of his moves individually are going to top Chesko's hardest moves, but they're hard, they're flawless, and they're consecutive and coming together. So Tom is undoubtedly going to take this point, but it's not over yet. Chesko is still in the running. There's a reason this is best of 7.
Yeah, you're right. Let's kick it over to Freddie.
Yeah, perfect explanation, James. The point goes to Tom. Let's see the next round.
Okay, here you have it. Tom Leitner now has a 3-1 advantage, so he's up by 2 points. It'll take a miracle for Francesco to come back and be your tiny room champion. Tom Leitner, you must play first here in the 5th point. Yeah, game point. If Tom Leitner wins this point, he takes it home and will be your new tiny room champion. So Tom Leitner, show us if you've got what it takes with the music. Excellently done by Tom Leitner. Once again, he goes for that standing crash and burn oxymoronic bad attitude to seal it up.
So I might have to dock him a little bit here. We've seen a lot of chest rolls. He's bringing us another chest roll. I don't remember, and this is my fault. I hope the judges are taking better notes than me, whether he hit a bad attitude in this round or not. But I think that was a lot he put on the table. But Chesko's got to be feeling good. If he hits one of his hard combos, I really think he'll take this point.
Yeah, I tend to agree. So, Francesco, you know what you need to do to push another point here. You're down by 2. Let's see what you got heading over to the Temple in Milan. Great stuff from Francesco. The chair catch does come after time. That part won't count, but he showed a lot of heinous in the beginning part of that combo. If we watch this replay, didn't get to see it on the replay, but he did a great ridge delay to start his combo. That upside down indigenous pull was also really impressive. This is going to be a tough call for the judges.
Yeah, I think under pressure, we're seeing Chesko version 1.0 breaking out a little bit, which is a good thing and a bad thing. He's showing us a lot of insanely difficult moves, but he's not stringing them together quite as well as we've seen him in the previous rounds. But that difficulty is still off the charts. That ridge delay was really clean. He did a beautiful chest roll right into the roll turnover upside down, and not a lot of spin left on that disc, but he still got the kind of Godus, Indigenous, Gaitus pull right off of that and got the chair out of the time. He's not going to worry about that. That's not where his difficulty was. So we'll see what the judges have to say.
Yeah, he kind of took a lesson from Clay Kolara and did that special two-hand re-rev thing.
Yeah.
But, you can't do that too much. But that in that instance, I think it was pretty cool. Let's see what he's got.
Yeah, wow. Don't know what to say. Two incredible players showing us a battle here as we couldn't have imagined better. And this point goes to Francesco.
Woo! Francesco Santoline keeps the dream alive. Ladies and gentlemen, 3-2. Tom Leitner has advantage over Francesco. Not only that, Francesco, you now have to play first here in the 6 point. 3-2. Francesco, you're 2 and you're up. Let's see if you can tie it up here. Give him some music. Okay, so damn, it just might not be Francesco's day today. I did like that he went to the ground. Wasn't the best somersault I've ever seen, if I'm honest about it, but I like the idea.
Yeah, I think Chesko is feeling that pressure, just not going the way he wanted it to today. I also think you're seeing a little bit of the challenge of going for 7 rounds here, running out of his moves. He probably regrets using that foot cuff into Gaitus earlier, doesn't have it available here, going deep in the arsenal to go on the ground, but didn't really pull it off. Doors wide open for Tom Leitner to take home the Tiny Room 3 championship.
All right, Tommy, show us some new moves, just enough to win it. Let's see what you got. Give him some music. Oh my goodness! Tom Leitner, ladies and gentlemen, you may have just seen your Tiny Room Open Pro champion. What a move. I just love the presentation on that bad attitude hold, the way he takes it around in a full 360, throwing up the peace sign maybe. It was just above the screen. I couldn't see. And then this does come about a second after time, but nevertheless, what an amazing reach to grab that Flamingitis.
Yeah, like you said, the Flamingitis is a little out of time, but I don't think it's going to matter. And I just have to say, there are so many of us here today who are playing because of Tom Leitner, playing the way we do because of Tom Leitner. Some of us might not even know it's from Tom Leitner. I mean, he's really done so much to spread this sport, so much to push the limits of the sport. We are all living in his shadow, all learning from him, all exuding his style without even knowing it. Awesome to see him at 50 whatever, still winning tournaments, showing these young kids he's not done. Inspiration to me, inspiration to all of us. I hope I'm playing like that when I'm at Tom Leitner's stage of life. I hope my Flamingitis is that extended in 30 years from now. Awesome stuff, Tom Leitner. But let's get it official. Freddie, what do you have for us?
Come on. I mean, Tom was just like the beach player of the decade, and now he's showing us moves in the tiny room. I believe without a single drop, without a big mistake, every catch was crash and burn, and such a variety in everything. Very well deserved. Congratulations to our master, Tom Leitner.
Tom Leitner, ladies and gentlemen, Lightning Leitner is your Tiny Room 3 Open Pro champion. Congratulations, Tommy. Congratulations, Francesco, to make the finals. Happy birthday to Tom Leitner's mom. What a great birthday present to see your son win on the big stage. One of the winningest players in freestyle history, ladies and gentlemen. Tom Leitner is your champion. And with that, we have reached the end of the Tiny Room 3 challenge. Want to thank everybody who made this event possible, the FPA, Frisbee Guru, and Jake, Mystic. I want to thank James. Thank you so much for being here and hosting this event with me. The biggest props of all, of course, to Ryan Young, who has put on this entire show. You didn't get a chance to see his face, but wow, he is the one who really made this event happen. Thank you, Ryan. Congratulations to Carolina Gomez, your ex-disc champion. Congratulations to Juliana Korver, your women's champion. Congratulations to Brendan Piercy, your challenger champion. And congratulations to Tom Leitner, your Open Pro Tiny Room champion. Signing off, check out our auction. If you didn't do it now, then you've got about 5 minutes. But just donate to the FPA. We'll see you next time. May 1st and 2nd will be the Tiny Room Challenge number 4. So put it in your calendar. Everybody sign up. James, any final thoughts?
Daniel, you're the man. Thanks for doing this. Thanks for bringing the energy. Competitors, you are all amazing. I can't wait to see what you bring next. I want to see the heinous move this sport has. Keep it coming. Keep practicing. See you all next time.
See you later.